Hello, hi, Irene Erin Aslin, quantum healing hypnosis, past life regression, intuitive counseling, and beyond. So, I've been receiving many questions from you about intuitive counseling. How does it differ from life coaching or psychologist, psychoanalytical counseling? And what does it mean to have an intuitive counseling session with me? So, that's what we will be talking about today. Uh, well, people come to me from all walks of life looking for help, advice, support in resolving issues, life impediments that keep them stuck in their track. The range is wide from emotional issues like childhood trauma, stress, anxiety, fear, loneliness, to career, relationship, situational, decision making, so on and so forth. My first consultation is free. It's 30 minutes introductory meeting, which is a very important part in my work as an intuitive counselor, as this is where I make an assessment whether we are a good fit for each other, and therefore whether I'll take this person on as a client and will be working with them, or will recommend them to look somewhere else. This assessment has no personal tint to it, so to speak, but rather it ensures that my client will receive the best help they deserve and whether I will be able to provide this help for them. So, how do I make this assessment, right? Well, in a nutshell, during this free introductory meeting, whether in person or online, um, I'm gaining a general understanding about a person's situation, uh, problems they're seeking help with, and what kind of help they envision would make sense to them. During this conversation, I make my assessment. So I divide my potential clients into the following categories. First, those who got stuck in some aspects of their lives and need a push, so to speak, to get back on track and move ahead. Then those who are kind of looking for the magic wand um, to resolve their problems, and of course, those who, in my opinion, may need to seek some medical attention. Um, I'm only working with the first group, those who do have problems but are willing and capable of taking responsibility of their issues and do their part by following my instructions and doing their homework. Again, not that this category is better or worse than the other two, but since most of my experience has been working with this type of personality, that's where my help would bring the best results. Now, if after this initial consultation I take the client on, um, I'll schedule our first working session in which we'll be able to see how many sessions and how often we will be meeting in a certain period of time. My goal is for my client and I to first find the root cause of issues they're facing, as realization of what is really happening versus our projection on the situation is essential first step on the way to issue resolution and healing. So the schedule is flexible and depends on each situation. Sometimes even one or two sessions would be enough. Other times, weekly sessions would be required, but in general, I'm not an advocate of ongoing sessions during a lengthy period of time. Usually, my clients are able to realize the root cause of their life impediments and start healing and moving ahead in a short period of time. So, during the session, I'm receiving insights from the higher realm, higher vibrational beings as to what questions to ask my clients so that to get to the bottom of their problems and come up with course of actions for them to get empowered to resolve their problems and achieve their short and long-term goals. Sometimes during the session, some of my clients are getting an aha moment, saying that it is as if they had blinds over their eyes, but now these blinds are lifted and they can clearly see the root cause of their problems and what they need to do. Because while we are talking, while I'm getting guidance from the higher realm, so that the client does is the higher realm is there working with the client as well. So that sometimes even in the first session, my clients receive these revelations. Um, Other times we need to have more sessions before we'd be able to break through the barriers of defense mechanism built due to the various emotional traumatic events so that we can uncover and discharge negative emotions and beliefs and change their lives for the better. But in any case, my clients become aware, encouraged, and empowered to resolve their problems and change their lives to the better. Um, and as I already mentioned, after each session, my clients go home with instructions and homework to follow. This, of course, vary from the client to client, depending on their particular issues and situation. But in general, may include activities such as taking walks in nature, meditating, journaling, exercising, so on and so forth. It's impossible to list here all the modalities, as again, they're based on individual traits, issues, and situations, but these are an integral part in achieving the best results from the intuitive counseling. Now, the difference between intuitive counseling, life coaching, or sessions with a therapist. Well, I'm sure you can find many sources, internet included, that states theoretical differences between these three. From the practical applications, though, in my opinion, these three are tightly interconnected, and it largely depends on the resonance bonds, so to speak, that are formed between the client and their counselor, whether it's an intuitive counselor, life coach, or psychologist. So I think I have answered all your questions I have so far. For more information or booking your private session, please visit my website at www.erinaaslin.com. Please don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel by clicking on the subscribe button below. Also, check notification icon if you wanted to receive notifications of my future releases. Um, as always, next time we will be talking about topics that come up during my channeling or quantum healing hypnosis past life regression sessions. In the meantime, stay safe and focus on the positive. Much love and blessings.